my speech project is Q&A session. So while listening to my speech, you can get some questions about what you want. Then I will appreciate for that. After finishing my speech, we'll have Q&A session for a short time. Sorry. What do you think of the title of this beautiful and delicate book written by Claire Keegan? The title, Small Things Like This. In my case, I'd like to change it, the title from Small Things Like This to Small Things But Eager and Great. Today, I share my perspective about them with you all too. Now, I have one serious and sad question too. At the convent related to the girl Sarah, one most tormented, bothered her. It was that when she had asked him to do only one thing for her, saying to him like this, "Won't you ask them about my baby? He's 14 years old. He must be hungry. They will take him from me. But they might let me feed him again if he's here." But without having asked about her baby, alone just had taken the money and had gone on to mass, leaving her alone there at the table with nothing before her, only her breast milk leaking under the little cardigan and staining her blouse. About this, he felt most tormented, bothered, guilty, and like a hypocrite. However, how about the others around him? What did they say to him? First, about this. First, his wife, I said to him like this: "It had nothing to do with us. There was nothing we could do. This is not one of ours." And his neighbor, Mrs. Carroll, also said to him like this: "They belong to different orders. They are all the one." They were cold-hearted, with no sympathy and no empathy for, due to their bias against her. But differently from them, he was bothered, tormented, having a guilty conscience continually about the girl's suffering and the abuse at the convent. Why? Why? Because the girl was himself. He thought of Mrs. Wilson's daily kindness and encouraged him while growing up. And he said, his wife, "I like this. Without her help, where would my mother have gone? And where would I be now?" He really thanked so much. Thanked so much and very deeply to her. So he really thanked so much and very deeply to her, because without her help, he might have been like the girl's fate. Along, finally, those small things but Cologne finally does small things, but eager and great action, very bravely. What is it? It is, he saved the poor girl, Sarah, from the convent. And he said to her like this: "You will come home with me now, Sarah." While coming home with her together, even though he felt some conflict of his self-preservation and courage battling against each other continually, he felt some light, fresh, new, and unrecognizable joy in his heart. He has never experienced and known any similar joy or happiness like this before in his life. Not even when his infant girls were first placed in his arms. It's completely brand new joy for him. And his fear more than outweighs his every other feeling. But he not only hoped, but legitimately believed that they would manage. Can you guess what most motivated him to do this brave action? It is his eagerness to save her, which led him to every state of courage, hope, belief, breaking his big fear. These might be small things, but really great through his eagerness, right? While living our lives like for long, we can also small things, but eager and great action in our lives. Today, I want to say to you about global warming. We humans and our Earth have been suffering from for a long time until now. It has three parts of global warming effect, global warming causes, and our humans' actions for preventing them. First, what are global warming effects? They are extreme weather, like heat waves, droughts, and floods, and also species extinction, ecosystem disruption, forest fires, and food and water scarcity, etc. They are very serious and very harmful to humans and the earth. And next, what are global warming causes? They are greenhouse gases by the leading cause of human activity. The most contributor is the emission of the enormous amount of carbon dioxide from the burn in the air, from the burning of fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas. When used for industry or factory, transportation, and electricity, etc. And the other contributor is the emission of methane and nitrous oxide from oxide in the air from raising livestock, and cause extreme cold, etc. Then next, what are our humans' small things but eager and great action to reduce greenhouse gas in our lives? For that, here are 4 principles of reduce, reuse, repair, and recycle. We can easily do during our everyday daily lives. In my case, basing on them, I've done some actions to reduce greenhouse gases during my everyday daily life. Among them, now, I'm sure, only 2 things you do. Okay. Can you guess what they are? First, after getting to know 당근, I hardly buy new things because I almost sell and buy second-hand products or donate them I don't use to others through 당근에. By this long recycling habit can reduce the emission of greenhouse gases from factories in the air. The main cause of greenhouse gases, the emission of carbon dioxide in the air, the main cause of greenhouse gases. And next, the second. Can you guess the second? Second is, instead of using my car, I always walk or run or use subway and bus over public transportation. Why? Because I stored my car a long time. By this long habit can also reduce the emission of carbon dioxide in the air. These things, these might be small things, but really great through my eagerness to save our humans and the earth from the horrible global warming effect. In your case, what are your small things, but eager and great in your life these days? How about joining this global warming prevention movement every day, basing on the 4 principles of reduce, reuse, repair, and recycle? Thank you. Now it's a Q&A session, but because of the time limit, I will get only one question. Any volunteer?
So you said that you sold your car.
Yeah.
After selling your car, how, before and after, how do you compare life before the car, life after the car? How was it?
But this is not my speech content.
Okay, about your speech content.
That's okay. That's okay.
When you were selling your car, were you thinking about the environment when you sold your car? Were you thinking about the environment, how to save the environment? Was that a major factor behind selling your car?
After selling my car.
Did you sell your car because of the environment? Because you wanted to save you?
No. Okay, I'll answer to the question. The reason I sold my car is I have 2 cars at home. My husband's car and my car. Before I will drive my car for over 20 years. Yeah, so at that time I need my car because of my job. But after quitting my job, I joined my husband's business, and we doesn't need two cars, only 1 car. So I sold my car, and after selling my car, it made me happy because first I like running, I like exercise, especially running. I like running. So every day I went out. I always run. Yeah. Wherever I go, I always choose running exercise.
Wow.
So it makes me very happy. Okay, because of time limit, I will quit my speech. Control back